in the home to last at least 3 days. You don't need to go out and buy water. And I know that I've seen a lot of news reports where people are panicking because some stores are out of water. Miami-Dade's tap water is just fine. So all you need to do is fill up your jugs, bottles with tap water. You will need at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. Put as many of those as you can in your freezer. This will give you a supply of ice if electricity goes out. Should we have to distribute ice after the storm, it will go to those with medical needs first. So make your own ice for keeping your food cold. Finish moving lawn furniture inside. Secure all yard and construction debris so they do not pose a hazard during a storm. The county solid waste department is working diligently to pick up all bulky trash requests, and they will continue to do so until the winds get too strong. However, we are not accepting any new requests, and we may not be able to get to everybody. So even if you have already on the bulky waste waiting list, I would encourage you to take those tree trimmings to a local trash and recycling center. We have 13 locations that you can find out where they are by calling 311 or going online to miamidade.gov/solid waste. Find out if you live in an evacuation zone. That information is available at miamidade.gov. If you live in a surge zone, you must have an evacuation plan. Plan to leave with ample time to get to a safe area. Zone maps are available on the website miamidade.gov/OEM. We have not issued an evacuation order, but we want everyone to know if they live in a storm surge zone so that if we do issue that order, you can move immediately. County workers continue to work through the call down list for those on our special needs list to make sure that we have the correct addresses for you for evacuation assistance. We will begin picking up our residents on that special needs call list tomorrow morning. If you say you do not need help, you will be bumped to the bottom of the special needs list. So you must be absolutely sure that you are self-sufficient before asking us to pull you off that list. We may not get back to you if we put you on the bottom of that list. Yesterday, the State Attorney General activated the number to call to ensure that there is no price gouging in advance of the storm. That number is 866-966-7226. Earlier this year, every household received our hurricane readiness guide. You can download the guide from miamidade.gov. It has information in English, Spanish, and in Creole. We also have a free app called Ready Miami-Dade. Finally, please take the time to sign up for Miami-Dade alerts. Now I will answer any questions that you have in English. Yes, sir.
Mayor, can you touch a little bit on some of the high-rise or the high construction cranes that are up?
I can get, have we figured that out yet? With our emergency managers, Frank Rollison, if you could come up and see what we're doing with the cranes. I know there are a lot of cranes up there, and there is a certain way to get them down. I think the state has preempted us on that. So, Frank, what do we know about the cranes?
Well, we know that they're up, and we know that they're not going to come down. Hopefully they're not going to come down accidentally either during the storm. But they are designed to take this weather. They're designed to spin, and the county attempted to or did pass some regulations dealing with them, and then we were ended up preempted by the state that said that the local authorities couldn't have any control over the cranes. So they're up for now, and hopefully they'll stay that way.
Mr. Mayor, you have signed this emergency declaration. Does that mean, among other things, that the EOC is open, will be open?
The EOC will, we plan to open up these. EOC is open at level 2 right now. We plan to open up at level 1 tomorrow morning. As I stated, we will be picking up our special needs residents tomorrow morning and putting them in shelter. We have not ordered any evacuations in Miami-Dade County at this time. We're still taking a look at what the storm is going to do. It's actually, we spoke to the National Hurricane Center. The problem with the storm is that the guidance at the tail end of their prediction is not very good, and so they don't know exactly where the storm is going to go. It could come here. It could go further north. It could go offshore. And so we don't want to issue evacuation orders prematurely. We want to make sure that when we do that, we have it with the best information possible.
At what point would you put the fire rescue and police on 12 on, 12 off shifts if it comes to that?
We'll make that call tomorrow. We were planning to do that tomorrow, but since the storm has slowed down a little bit, we have a little bit more time. Right now we're with normal operations. Obviously, the entire county is preparing for the eventuality of a storm, approaching us. But Alpha Bravo, we haven't called for that yet. Or I haven't given that call yet. So again, we need more information. The closer we get, then we will switch over to Alpha Bravo. We don't want to put them on Alpha Bravo too soon, because then basically we're going to tire them out. And so that's a call that we'll make at the right time. Yes, ma'am.
With king tide and flooding being such a prevalent problem, it seems, whether it hits us directly or not, I mean, are there any specific precautions or actions you're recommending residents of Miami-Dade to take with regards to flooding?
Well, if they live in a flood-prone zone, they know that their house is. Some municipalities I know are giving out some sandbags, etc. You may want to do that. You may want to buy some commercial products that can help you keep your house dry. But we're also going around, and we're cleaning up all of the drains to make sure that all the drains are unclogged, so that the stormwater system that we have works as best as possible. But our stormwater systems are only meant to hold a certain amount of water. If there is a storm here that lingers and we get drenched by rain, we know that we're going to have some significant flooding in certain areas, and obviously we will respond to those as the case may be.
Mayor Gimenez, obviously MIA, Port Miami, huge operations affected by this storm. Bring us up to date on what the plans are for their management in the event that the storm, when it hits, if it moves south.
Well, the airport will probably shut down when it's clear that we're going to have sustained tropical storm force winds. It'll shut down. However, it won't completely shut down. I'm sure we'll have a number of passengers that will be there. Probably a lot of cruise ship passengers will be going there. We've made arrangements for that to be sheltered there. The cruise port, the port itself will close. The Coast Guard will give us an indication of when that happens. And they're preparing for that eventuality.
Mayor, what specifically is the county looking at when it's thinking about making that determination on evacuations when it comes to sustained wind?
What we look for is the direction from where the storm is coming from, what the anticipated strength of that storm is. And so a lot of it will be when the Hurricane Center issues a warning. It gives us information, and it gives us some maps, some flooding maps, some storm surge maps, and we use that information to determine when and how we issue evacuation orders. And so that's why we're kind of waiting a little bit before we do that, because there's such uncertainty here of where this storm is coming, and also the fact that they expect it to slow down. As a matter of fact, it's already slowing down. It's now down about 10 miles an hour. That it's giving us a little bit more time. So the closer that it gets, the more they have a pretty good feel of where it's going to go. Then they'll give us a map, based on that particular forecast. Then we'll make a determination of what areas need to be evacuated. We have different zones, ABC. The maps are out, and each one of them is a certain number of people that have to be evacuated. Obviously, we would hope that the least number of people have to be evacuated as possible, and we actually hope that nobody needs to be evacuated and the storm goes away. But we'll have better information as time goes by.